and speak to a man on the ground, Elvis Kosgei, because on Tuesday, the president issued actually a raft of measures that will be put in place by the government to boost farmers' earnings. And immediately after that, the new cabinet secretary for agriculture, Peter Munya, said that, directed the KCC to be paying farmers 33 shillings per litre of milk. And Elvis Kosgei is going to be talking to none other than Francis Ongombe, who's the chairperson of the Kenya Dairy Farmers Association. Elvis Kosgei, good morning. I believe this comes as good news to dairy farmers in the Rift Valley region.
Thank you very much, Brenda. We are coming to you from Eldoret, Uasin Gishu County, where, as you mentioned, we'll be engaging Stanley Ngombe and other cooperative members here in Uasin Gishu County. I remember the Agriculture Cabinet Secretary, Fred Munya, yesterday indicated that as from today, the new KCC will be purchasing milk at 33 shillings up from 27. We thought that it was dire relief to farmers, but according to cooperatives here, it's a tall order because they've been subjected to worst season of all times. And let's engage Stanley Ngombe. You heard that President Uhuru Kenyatta had indicated that he had put in place tough and innovative policies that will ensure farmers benefit. Now, they're now saying the new KCC will be purchasing milk at 33, up from 27. Is this a sigh of relief to farmers?
Thank you, Elvis Kosgei. It is not a relief. When we look at the genesis of the dairy industry for the last 1 year, farmers are really having problems, and we want to congratulate the President for listening to our cries and coming for the first time to talk about the industry and acknowledging that the dairy industry is also in a problem. Although nothing has been solved, we are in the same way where we were. Let me highlight where we have been. The dairy industry, since independence, has always been a lucrative industry where our farmers were earning money, and this money were even giving them respect, where we say the dairy owners of dairy industry since independence have always been having even their own attire. I remember in the 60s, where 504, Marshall's 504 vehicle were owned by dairy farmers. Then it came, even their tracing attire was, you find in a weekend, you find a farmer putting on a kaunda suit. And you could see, even the streets of Eldoret, that whoever had a kaunda suit was a dairy farmer. But currently, no dairy farmer is owning a vehicle. They are using border borders when they are going to their homes. This is a very worst element in this year of the 20th century. Although the President highlighted the goodness of the industry, we don't believe that this is the way to go. One, for 1 year, the milk prices have been reduced from 38 shillings to 17 shillings. KDFF have always been advocating for the price to be adjusted. But when you go to the shelves, you find that 1 liter of milk is sold at the shelves, at the supermarkets, at 110, while the farmer is paid 17 shillings. Where is the logic in this? These prices have been reduced as a result of border milk, which has been brought into our country through other sources by cartels. If you go to Uganda, Uganda is not a major producer of dairy milk products in the country, or even in Africa. Although sources say Uganda is the second largest dairy producer of milk products in Africa, which we dispute. It is because water from outside, from France and from other countries, are being brought to Uganda, and they are blended in Uganda and brought into Kenya. Look at the Lato milk. that is not Ugandan milk. Look at the lakeside milk, which is sold in Kisumu. Those are not Kenyan milk. Those are milk from Uganda. Even though the president has said he has imposed a tax on 60%, 16%, that will not make things happen good. Because the unscrupulous cartels and businessmen were earning 50% profit. You remove 16%, they are still earning 34%. We will still continue having the same problems because of this. They could have stopped completely this border milk coming into our country. Number 3, Kenyan farmers are now having their business coming down because the government is not serious about helping the farmers. When you look at other countries, farmers have been supported. And when you look at our country, no farmers are not supported. Look at the GMR, which we had in some years. We are asking for this government to think about guaranteed minimum returns in the dairy sector, where a farmer is paid 40 shillings per year per litre. That will really see people having money in their pockets.
Okay, Bwana Ng'ombe, but we heard that the new KCC is to get 2 billion Kenyan shillings. This is help to purchase excess milk that will also be converted into powder milk.
KCC has not paid farmers for 2 months. KCC has not paid transporters from September last year. It's about 5 months, which they have not paid. You give them 500 million. That will not be workable. They will not be able to sustain. Those will go to they cannot even pay for the debts that they have. Let me say this. If the government is serious, I'm asking the minister, the new minister, to really sit down. We have institutions. Let KCC sell the milk to institutions, and this will be clean milk. This country has had foodstuffs which are not even up to the standard. We want the schools to get milk from KCC, which is processed. We want the universities. We want the defense forces to be getting milk from KCC, which is of good quality. And then the payment is guaranteed. I think this government is a government which is bent on getting funds from other people. You give your milk to KCC, you are not paid, you are financing the government. You take the money to supplies to the counties don't pay you. These are things which is spoiling this country.
Lastly, Bwana Stanley, what is the way forward?
The way forward is let the government come in. We have given out a petition to Parliament as Kenya Dairy Farmers Federation. This petition we have given to Parliament is we want to have the milk purchased from the farmer, and the 40%, that 6% of the value, milk value, be paid to the farmer. And that will be about 40 shillings. 2, the transporters be given 3%. The cooperatives being given 6% for their upkeep. And that will make the cooperatives sustainable. I'm happy that the agriculture has also included the cooperatives. Okay. This will be the work of the minister to strategize so that cooperatives are the order in our milk industry. We would also like to have the minister telling us the prices of milk for the whole year, so that the farmers can plan for their work.
Okay. Lastly, we have another cooperative here. Let's also hear from you.
Okay. My take is the prices which were being given by the CS, I want to say is too low. And I want to say this one was a rushed thing because there's no policy which was made. I want to say that the government should put in a policy whereby the farmer is actually protected. What we want as farmers is that the prices of milk should be pegged on the cost of production. Currently here in Kenya, the cost of production is actually between 32 and 34. So giving a farmer 33 shillings, I want to say it is still too low because the farmer cannot get a profit of just 1 shilling per litre. It will not make the farmer to sustain his business. So we want the government actually to put in policies which are long-lasting but not short-term as what has been done today. So that is my take.
Thank you very much, Brenda. You've heard from cooperatives here and you also heard Stanley Ng'ombe, the chairperson of the Kenya Dairy Farmers Federation here in the North region. And they now want the government to put in place tough and innovative measures that will cushion farmers from the foreign producers. At least they want fair competition between the local and the foreign producers. Back to you in studio, Brenda.
Thank you so much, Elvis Kosgei, for that report. And that